I was about up there yesterday on the trail hoping to get some bikers going down behind me. But they're biking today and I'm so glad. What a gorgeous day it is. We are on tip number 5, what I would do again as a parent. And that tip is I would expect each child's personal best, whether you have one, whether you have a dozen, whatever your family size. Expect each child's personal best and celebrate that personal best. Maybe as far as grades go, they're a C student, but if they've really tried and really studied and done their best work, then celebrate that C. If your child is a gifted A student, doesn't even have to work, then expect those A's. Don't have too low of expectations and don't have too high of expectations. Have the expectation that fits that child. Find out what their natural gift is and cultivate that and work that into, school is a huge part of parenting. Work that into your school setting. If your child likes music, make up a song. You don't even have to do that now. You can go online and find some. But back in my day, it was Schoolhouse Rock. And in fact, my children learned the preamble due to Schoolhouse Rock. Music is a great way to learn different skills, different information, If your child is whatever sport, let's say basketball, be out there with them, shooting hoops, doing their times tables. Find what they're good at, what they enjoy, and work that into learning skills. But you have to meet the child where they are. It's only fair. That's what we want people to expect of us, our best. And that's what we want our children to be giving the world, is their best. Number 4 is cultivate an environment at home of mutual respect. Go away, you flies. You're bugging me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Cultivate that environment. You know when your child's being disrespectful. So be honest about yourself. Sometimes we're frustrated and we're not responding really the way we should. And we have to fess up to that, and we have to be respectful to get respect. Okay, now we're down to my top 3 things that I would do again as a parent. Number 3 is real easy for me because I was a nursery school teacher for 35 years. And so getting down to children's level and looking at them with eye-to-eye contact and listening to them is easy for me because that was what I devoted my life to. But it's so important, and it's so important to do with everybody. Again, these really parenting and really is life skills. Raising children, you're raising a human being the way you want the world to be. And so looking at that person that's bagging your groceries or that person that's walking on the sidewalk and just saying hello and looking at them and really seeing how they are is such a gift. And if you teach that to your children when they're young, they will do it with their peers as they grow. They will do it with their bosses. They will do it with the world in which they interact. The second thing I'd do again as a parent, and I definitely do as a grandparent, is say I love you countless times a day, because that's just my personality. So if that's not yours, again, tweak these things to who you are. I used to read the dads when it was dad's night, and they would come and spend an evening at school, and we would kind of set up a mock day so they could see what it was like. I used to read this book, and it was about a dad, and he didn't feel comfortable saying I love you. But how he said I love you was he used boxes, and he created airplanes and rocket ships and castles, and the neighborhood thought he was a little odd, but he didn't care, because he found a way to relay to his child, I love you. And it doesn't have to be in words. If you can, words are great, but actions really do speak louder than words. Somebody can say I love you all they want, but if their actions aren't showing it, then that's something to question. I think there's some bikers back there. They're talking about that is a tough trail back there. Good for them. Be safe back there. My number one thing that I would do again as a parent is introduce my children to Jesus. I am so grateful that I grew up in a church-going family. God was my creator, that Jesus was my redeemer, and that the Holy Spirit lives within inside me. And my husband and I never considered anything but to share that lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle. It's a lifetime commitment to Jesus within, and sharing that with our children, and watching them grow in their relationship with Jesus and in their faith over their lifetimes has been the biggest joy of my life. And I pray that that's a part of your life. And if you ever have any questions about that or anything that I talk about, please, I guess I could put my email on this. But you can email me if you don't want to. Well, can you personal message me? Anyway, I'll find that out. You can communicate. I'll give you a means to communicate with me, and definitely, because if you don't want to just put in a comment, I want, I really would like to be able to communicate with people that need any kind of support on anything that I discuss, or any question about something I haven't discussed. That's what I'm really hoping this will turn into, just a real support system and an encouragement, because we need courage, and we need to be encouraged in this life. And I'm just so glad that I'd rather be with you in person, but I'm so glad that we at least have this means to be together. I'll be praying for you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Happy New Year.